Welcome to Mini a Day. On our video today, we're going to be talking about reducing photos or pictures, even your own children's artwork or your artwork, and attaching them to the wall in the dollhouse. As you can see, I have a couple of paintings of turtles and wanted to show you how we make that happen. Wanted to experiment with some ideas to see if it might work. A little unconventional, but it was actually a lot of fun. Took some scrap wood that I had lying around, and then I wanted to see if I could make it work. So I put it in the dollhouse to get an idea of the size and came up with 1.5 by 3, which you might think, gee, how do I get a photo that small or a picture that small? But we're going to walk through that. So I cut it to fit the size that I wanted, and played around with different sizes, and finally came up with approximately 1.5 by 3. Sanded it with sandpaper, but you could actually use a nail on emery board, and then held it up to the wall of the dollhouse to see how it would look. I did that before and after, and then came up with a formula to reduce, because I have spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to reduce photographs and my paintings to get the right size, and I've used up an awful lot of paper. So one thing I did was I looked at, from a math standpoint, how could you reduce it, and use the formula of that I have posted for you here. And you can stop and look at the slides as they go along. But basically, you're going to divide from what you want, divide that by what you have. So if I have a 5 by 7 and I want a 1.5 by 3, then I'm going to divide 1.5 by 5. And the 2 by 7, as we did in this. And then what I did is I compared, and you get with 0.3 and 0.29, which equates to 30%. So then I reduced the size on the custom section of my HP printer to 30%, so that my size of my finished picture would be 30% smaller, approximately, than the larger picture. Again, it's going to depend on sizes, the quality of your painting or your photo, and how well you want to modify the pixels. There are other ways to do it, but I thought this was a simple way to do it and made it a lot easier for me. It's not an exact science, but it sure saved me a lot of extra work and paper. So this gives you an idea of, when it's reduced, what it looks like, and just it's what you want, and that's the cool thing. And these are two Hawaiian turtles. One is in the ocean with a reef, and the other is on the beach. And my daughter-in-law loves turtles, and we have a Hawaiian theme with a beachside bungalow, so I thought this was perfect. Another point to recommend, make a copy before you reduce it to see how the quality is going to be, and if you like it. If not, you might need to do some type of photo editing to get the quality you want. For supplies, we use Aleene's quick dry tacky glue and some scrap pieces of wood. Earring findings, I had a whole bag of those to hang them up. That'll be our nails, and then the little metal rings. I used the tiniest that I could find that would fit on the stem of those earring findings. Then I made sure that the wood fit the picture. If not, I had to trim a little with my X-Acto knife and sand it. Glued it with a tacky glue, and then this is a trick a friend taught me, who is a wonderful artist. She uses Borland's wax medium, and you put that over your painting, and it works fine with watercolor and inkjet printer. I've tested it out. Gives a nice patina. It's a little hard to pick it up in this picture, but gives a little bit of a sheen, a finished look to your picture, and will hopefully keep it from fading. And then this picture just shows the difference between the printed one as well as the finished. Now, it's like I mentioned, the earring backs and the little tiny rings, and had challenges with trying to keep things staying on the walls, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Basically, I just glued the little rings to the back of the wood paintings, and then glued the earring stems to the walls where I wanted them. Obviously held them in place and marked them, and got an idea of what I wanted. Now, sometimes you can use museum wax to hang items in the dollhouses, and I've done that quite a bit. And these are some family photos that we reduced down, and I used a polymer clay frame that I made and hung those with museum wax. Sadly, they fall, so I thought I'd try this effect. I took a marker and marked where I wanted to cut the stems on these earring backs as you can see here. Obviously took the pictures off, cut it with scissors. You could do it ahead of time. I was still practicing. And this is your final view. I just thought it would be a cool way coming up the stairs and seeing the turtles in the ocean and on the beach. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, let me know. If you have suggestions for further videos, I'm always open. Please put comments in the comments section. Hope you have a great day, and I'd love to hear about some of your projects. Thanks for watching.